Hey guys, how's it going? So I think it's been about 24 hours now since Roblox announced the dynamic head changes, which are happening in February. And yeah, as you can probably imagine, Roblox players are not happy. They are furious. I've seen so many people really angry about this update. And as I predicted in my previous video, I was pretty much saying the price of these classic limited faces was going to drop. It's been predicted to drop twice. Now, because people are rushing, right? We've only got about 3 days left until our classic faces get, converted and replaced with the dynamic heads. And then it's predicted to drop again because of how ugly the dynamic head replacements are going to look. And Highly Wanted tweeted here, he said, it's getting bad. And he posted a screenshot of Rollymons, and you can see there is just so many classic faces that are selling for way less than what they're worth. So I knew people would be panic selling, and I've had a few people ask me, like, what should they do? I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know. I mean, you can panic sell if you want to, but that does mean you're going to be losing a lot. Or you can take the risk and hold, and then just see like how bad the dynamic heads look. Because if they look really ugly, and we've kind of seen a few examples, and they don't look good, because believe it or not, animating a 2D PNG face is, well, an almost impossible task, right? Animating 2D images never really works out well. They didn't animate the eyes right, the mouth right. We've seen examples of this already. So people are thinking like, okay, what should we do? I'm probably going to hold mine simply because I'm too lazy. I mean, sure, I do have premium on my account right now, so I could flog off a few if I wanted to. Maybe I'll sell my cheaper ones and just hold on to the expensive ones just in case. But yeah, there is a lot popping up right now. Obviously, if you want the best deals, you have got to snipe them. But then, you're risking it if you're sniping them because the value might tank in a month's time. I'll tell you what you can do, guys. If you go over to Zaki9972's inventory, this is one of the Roblox admin accounts that has been storing the dynamic faces, and they're uploading loads all the time. I mean, obviously, because every single face has got to be uploaded, but obviously we can see the limited ones on here. So stuff like Roblox Madness and the super happy face. I have to admit, that one doesn't look too good. So what I'm going to say, if you go through this list and you find a limited that you own and you think the dynamic head looks absolutely garbage, what you could do is you could sell it early. Like the Blue Amaze face, that's a pretty expensive limited, and that just looks like a mess. I'll link this down below. I don't know if they're going to private this inventory before I get around to uploading this video, but yeah, I'll try and post it anyway because there is a lot of faces here and a lot of limited ones. Obviously, the limited faces being ruined is only like one of the issues here. I know not every Roblox player owns Roblox Limiteds because, these days a lot of them are very expensive. Most players are just upset that their faces are going to get ruined because even the static dynamic heads, as I was talking about in my previous video, they don't look good either. People have been so angry. There's been a David Baszucki Photoshop trend where furious Roblox players are getting these images of David Baszucki and they're photoshopping them in the craziest ways possible. This is going down on Twitter right now, and some people are posting like these weird paragraphs of like funny symbols to kind of like curse David Baszucki. People are making like Jeff the Killer Photoshop, Slenderman. There is some crazy stuff. Honestly, I was scrolling through these. I was laughing my head off, but there was some photoshops that are like scary. It looks like something from a low budget horror movie. I didn't want to feel left out, so I decided to make my own. I call this piece of art Old Farmer Dave. I thought I could turn this into like a creepy horror film where David retires, he's got all that money, he buys a farm, he goes insane, and he becomes this like psycho nutcase. I think that would be a pretty good low budget horror, right? If any film company out there wants to invest in my idea, send me an email. Alright, yeah, before you guys think I'm going nuts, I want to mention this as well because a lot of people have been very confused about this update. Some people are in just straight up denial, which is not too great. I mean, it's not just me saying this, I want to make that clear. If you look at all of the Roblox Twitter influencers, the big YouTubers like Creekcraft, they're all saying the same stuff. This is just the facts now. I mean, there's still hope that Roblox worded it horribly, but yeah, you don't want to be on too much copium because otherwise you'll go insane. Another question I've been getting is, why is Roblox doing this? And there's a simple one-word reply, really. Investors. Yeah, it's all to do with like the metaverse people that want to invest in the company. I think Max here explained it really well. He said, okay, I know exactly why they're doing this, by the way. It's because they realized 99% of the heads in the catalog are bullcrap cage meshes, and they have a future ecosystem in mind for avatar heads, such as makeup, layered hair, etc. They can't sell it to investors if it doesn't work. In other words, this is all corporate shenanigans related to Roblox being a public publicly traded company, and they are aggressively biting the bullet. I can't say I'm a fan of this. I'm going to be frustrated if any of my UGC bodies and heads go off sale because they are deemed to not be expressive enough, but I hope there's some artistic leniency given for retro-styled characters and non-humanoid appearances. Yeah, there's been a big concern about like retro faces and stuff like just not being allowed because they're not dynamic. I think the only way around that is like accessory heads, face accessories. I think I did a video about that maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, Roblox will probably start deleting those in the near future, but yeah, I guess we've got them for now. Honestly though, Roblox going public was such a disaster. That's mainly why they're refusing to give up on Afro and layered clothing and dynamic heads because, well, they promised them to the investors. And you've got to remember, most people that are investing in Roblox don't actually play the game. So when they see all of these modern changes that the platform is doing, they think it's a good thing. They don't realize the platform should be left alone. I saw Schlepp made an interesting point. So yeah, he's been keeping tabs on this. He said Roblox is pushing this update to force more users onto its webcam and face tracking tech so it can be sold as a flashy feature for investors. So again, he's talking about the investor stuff. I mean, that was my main theory as well. He was saying Roblox is probably going to say, look how expressive Roblox is. Your real life smile shows up in game. You know, some metaverse slop to get the investors all excited. Barely anyone uses this feature, and in a sense, making everyone on this new standard will make more people use it. I mean, yeah, they're pretty much forcing us to use it. They're saying you have to, otherwise you just can't play Roblox. Schlepp also says, even if this isn't about investors, like you said, the only other explanation is worse. Roblox wants to abandon its own history and identity for no reason at all. Yeah, so he was replying to DJ Monopoly here. DJ was saying that investors don't really care about anything other than AI. What you've got to remember though is this isn't what the investors want because they don't know what they want. It's what Roblox wants to show to the investors to entice them into purchasing Roblox stock. Roblox was never this crazy before they went public. I understand everything's got to advance and update itself, but if you've got a really good idea and it works and it's been the same for a very long time and nobody's complained about it and it's always been good, changing things like that, yeah, you're going to run into problems. People are going to be mad. Stuff is going to go wrong. It's just common sense. I was thinking about the makeup update as well, so when I saw this announced, I kind of just thought to myself, like, nobody's actually going to use it, but obviously we're going to be forced to use dynamic heads next month whether we like it or not, so maybe more people will be using the makeup. I mean, I'm definitely not. There's also another issue I want to talk about, and a lot of people have been really worrying about this. So because classic faces are getting removed in such like a brutal, quick way, you know, we've been given like a 4 or 5 day warning about this. A lot of Roblox players believe that the next feature to get removed is R6. And I've been thinking about this, and sadly, I think people are correct. If you guys have ever been wearing like a dynamic head, or maybe you've been trying this in a game like Catalog Avatar Creator, and you switched over to R6, you will notice how bad the dynamic head looks. Obviously, the animation breaks, but not only that, the quality of the face gets very blurry and pixelated. So I think in the near future, maybe even this year, Roblox will prevent us from using R6. I know they have been working on adaptive R6, but I don't really count those as the same thing because they do look entirely different. But yes, expect R6 to be replaced with adaptive R6 at least in the next couple of years. The next thing we believe Roblox might remove is t-shirts. I'm talking about like the classic ones, not layered clothing. The reason these might get removed is because, well, they're free to upload, but not only that, Roblox would rather us use layered clothing. I think removing t-shirts would be difficult because that's more of a user-made thing, but yeah, we'll see. People are also talking about the 2D shirts and pants. Again, similar to t-shirts, Roblox probably would remove this if they wanted to force layered clothing on us. Doing that would be really tricky, and I think that would get even more hate than Roblox ruining classic faces because, I mean, yeah, join any Roblox game. There's going to be so many players with 2D shirts and pants on because, as I said, nobody really uses layered clothing, even the free stuff they tried to push a few years ago. And the final thing that players are worried about Roblox removing are limited items. Now, I would have thought if they were going to remove limiteds, they would probably disable trading first because I know Roblox doesn't really like trading too much. They don't like giving people rollbacks. They don't like people selling limiteds off-site, and obviously trading is a big part of that. So I would say if you're worried about trading getting removed, I wouldn't really worry because I think if they were to do that, it would be in a very long time, probably over 7 years. I can't imagine that getting removed anytime soon. soon. Maybe even Roblox will shut down before trading gets removed, but I guess time will tell. So that's everything I wanted to cover. Kind of just like a quick update on the dynamic head situation, and also just letting you guys know that R6 is probably up next to the chopping block. I just can't imagine us being able to use the classic R6 for much longer. Obviously, the good news is, you know, we can download the meshes and keep them on our computer. So if you ever wanted to build like a retro Roblox simulator in the future, well, they can't exactly get rid of stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure Adaptive R6 is like officially being rolled out soon. It's like a full-on replacement.